You have met this person before. They do not argue. They do not chase. They do not explain themselves twice. And somehow, they hold all the power in the room. When they go quiet, other people lean in. When they step back, everyone else leans forward. Nobody taught them a trick. They just stopped handing themselves out for free. Now, here is the uncomfortable part. You were taught the opposite. You were taught that being there for everyone, always, no matter what, is what makes you a good person. It did not make you good. It made you easy to use. Because the moment you become available to everyone, you stop being valuable to anyone. And when you finally stop, something strange happens. The people who were certain they had you figured out realize they never really knew you at all. The ground shifts under them, and for the first time, it is shifting in your favor. Let that sit for a second. Then let me show you exactly why it works using the psychology of Carl Jung. Think about how you learned to be liked. As a kid, you got rewarded for being helpful, for saying yes, for being easy. Nobody handed out praise to the child with boundaries. They praised the child who was convenient. So you learned the lesson early. Love is something you earn by being useful. And you carried that lesson straight into adulthood. You became the friend who always answers, the one who drops everything, the person people describe as so reliable, which is often just a polite word for always available. Jung had a name for the self you built to pull this off. He called it the persona, the mask you wear so the world keeps approving of you. It is not fake exactly, it is just curated. It is the you that is safe to show. And here is the trap. The mask works. People do like it. But they like the mask, not you. They are applauding a performance, and you are the only one who knows it is a performance. Picture a phone that never turns off. At first, everyone loves that it is always there. Then they stop noticing it is there at all. They only notice the day it finally goes dark. That is what constant availability does to you. You turn into a kind of emergency button. People press you when they need something, then set you back down and forget you until the next time they need something. And the cruelest part is the simple math of it. The more available you are, the less you are valued. Nobody protects the thing that is always there. We only ache for what we might actually lose. So all that giving was never pure generosity. Somewhere underneath, it was a bid for approval, a cage, and you built it with your own two hands. Now, why does all of this leave you so exhausted? Jung believed the mind runs on a limited supply of energy. He called it psychic energy. Think of it like a battery. You wake up with a full charge, and everything you do spends a little piece of it. But most of that battery does not get spent on your work, or your goals, or the things you actually care about. It gets spent on other people, on worrying what they think of you, on replaying an argument at 2 a.m, on writing, deleting, and rewriting the perfect reply to a message that never deserved a reply at all. Every one of those reactions is a withdrawal, and you have been quietly leaking charge for years to people who never once had to plug themselves back in. There is an old line that fits this perfectly. What you resist persists. The harder you fight a thought, the tighter it grips you. So the reaction was never your defense. The reaction is the leash. And you have been holding the other end of it, handing it to whoever wants to walk you. Now here is why this is dangerous, and not just tiring. A drained mind is an easy target. When your battery is empty, you say yes just to make the discomfort stop. You accept crumbs because you are too worn out to ask for the whole meal. You let things slide that you swore you never would because fighting back costs energy you simply do not have anymore. So before you ever learn to guard your time, you learn to guard your charge. Because the people pulling on you are not tired. You are the only one paying the bill for the entire relationship. Here is where it gets darker than you expect. You believe the people close to you actually know you. Most of them do not. They know the role you agreed to play for them, and they would be genuinely shocked to meet whoever is underneath it. Jung called this projection. People take the parts of themselves they refuse to look at, and they paste those parts onto you. To one person, you are the strong one who never needs anything. To another, you are the flaky one who always lets them down. Same you, two completely different cartoons, and neither one is actually real. And the more open and available you make yourself, the more you become a blank screen for everyone else's movie. You stop being a person, and you start being a surface they project onto. Now watch what this does to manipulation, because this is the part people miss. Real manipulation is almost never loud. It does not shout. It works in the quiet. Through guilt, through a heavy silence on the other end of the line, through a single look that says, "You disappointed me." The person leaning on you does not actually need to control you. They just need you to keep reacting the exact same way you have always reacted. So take the reaction away. Go still and watch what happens. The guilt trip lands on nothing. The button they always pressed suddenly does not work. And they are left standing there, holding a feeling they were desperately trying to hand off to you. Jung put it in one blunt line. People do not become better by imagining figures of light. They become better by making their own darkness conscious. That hidden, disowned part he called the shadow. And as long as you keep absorbing other people's shadow for them, they never have to face it. The day you stop, they finally do. That is why your silence unsettles them so deeply. You did not attack anyone. You just stopped playing your part in their story. Most people hear the words, "go quiet," and they panic. They think silence will make them look cold, arrogant, like they are the one giving up. Flip it around completely. Your silence is not weakness. It is the single loudest thing you own. When you stop narrating your every move, you take back control of the story. People can no longer predict you, argue with you, or manage you because there is nothing left to grab onto. You get, in a strange way, bigger by saying less. A closed door makes people wonder what is behind it. An open one, they walk straight past. And silence buys you something you have not had in years. Clarity. In all that noise of constant replying and pleasing and smoothing things over, you could never actually hear yourself think. You could not see the pattern. The friend who only appears when they need something. The loop where you get hurt, over-explain yourself, forgive too fast, and get hurt again in exactly the same spot. Silence turns the volume down on everyone else, just enough for you to finally hear the one voice that got drowned out years ago. Your own. Yes, it comes with a cost. Some people will call you distant. They will say you have changed, and they will not mean it as a compliment. Sit with that for a moment, because here is the twist that changes everything. That reaction is not really about your coldness. It is about their loss. They are not mourning you. They are mourning how useful you used to be to them. Now, understanding all of this and then doing nothing about it is its own kind of lie. Awareness without action just makes you the most self-aware person still stuck in the exact same trap. So start small and start today. Do not reply the second your phone lights up. Let the message breathe. That pause is not rudeness. It is you quietly deciding that your attention is worth something. Stop explaining yourself. A no does not need a paragraph stapled to it. Every excuse you offer is just another handle you are handing someone to pull you back in. Not today is a complete sentence. And protect the hours where nobody can reach you at all. Not to hide from the world, to hear yourself in it again. Jung would call this a sacred kind of solitude, the deliberate kind, where you go inward on purpose to rebuild. That is the opposite of the lonely kind, where you feel abandoned and small. One of them drains you. The other one puts you back together. Then watch the room. Because when you pull back even a little, people show you exactly who they are fast. Notice who suddenly gets colder, who tries to provoke a reaction out of you just to prove they still can, who accuses you of changing the very moment you stop overgiving. Those reactions are a thermometer. They quietly measure how much a person was leaning on your availability and how little they were ever actually putting back in. So what is actually left after some people drift away and the noise finally dies down? You are. Maybe for the first time. For most of your life, you've been a reactor. Something happens, you respond. Someone pushes, you move. Someone needs, you give. You have been living at the mercy of whoever pulled on you the hardest on any given day. The moment you reclaim your energy, your silence, and your time, that flips. You stop reacting to the world, and you start shaping it. Jung had a word for this slow becoming, for finally growing into the person underneath the mask. He called it individuation. Becoming whole. Becoming who you actually are, instead of the shape other people needed you to hold. And yes, you will lose some people along the way. That part is real, and it stings. But be honest about who you are losing. You are only ever going to lose the ones who liked the mask more than they ever liked you. Because being loved means almost nothing if the price of that love is slowly losing yourself. So let me leave you with the one question that actually matters here. If you stopped being available tomorrow, who in your life would panic first? And what does that tell you about who they were to you the entire time?